how this all began. That's the standard question, like everyone.
any person who wants to start business, he needs to really identify what exactly he is interested in. He needs to look around his own area to what are the grassroots challenges that people are facing. Whether be it farming related or commute related or even simply ordering food related problems. That is the first step as per me, and doesn't matter from which background you're coming, doesn't matter from where you're coming. If you see the problem, anybody and everybody can work on it and get started. A lot of people, especially engineers or people who are really smart, they tend to think a lot. I mean, they tend to just strategize and sit and discuss how to start, but they never end up starting. And something else comes up, and they end up starting the similar idea, and they end up raising even more bigger funds and growing faster. So I think this is typically the problem of most of our Indian entrepreneurs or Indian smart people, who tend to waste time in too much of thinking and not really starting. So I think we should stop thinking so much, and we should just enter the market, because nobody knew COVID will happen. Nobody knew this SVB, like a big bank, will shut down and all that. So you cannot estimate what is going to happen next. You cannot work a plan out for something that is not known. So you should just get started. Then everything will fall in place.
Yeah, that's really insightful. Actually, it's like the fundamentals of starting out or something.
Right.
So I would like to hear some story about Autonxt. Like how it got envisioned in as an idea.
Correct. So when Autonxt started, basically I was into my engineering. I was doing B. My family background, I'm an electronics engineer, living in a tier 1 city, Mumbai, to be exact, Thane city. So I was my family background is basically farming. My grandparents are farmers, so seen farming very closely. During my childhood days, I used to go to my native place and used to help them with actual on-ground farming. And I've done all of it. I mean, literally, driven bullock carts to actually, sat on the implements which were pulled by bullocks to make sure that they are under the ground. All of that I've done. I've seen the transition happen from the times that we had bullocks to get the job done to now tractors. So, tractor, when it came for the first time, it was like a very fascinating machine because it was huge. I was very small. So for me, it was, it used to come from far away. I used to already know that it's coming. So I used to go outside my house and, look at it coming. Massive tractors, used to be something that was very fascinating to me. But then I realized that few of my, relatives started buying them, but ended up selling them back within 1 or 2 years. So I happened to naturally, ask them what was the problem. It was helping you do the job easily. You didn't have to, buy a bullock and, depend on it. Just fuel it and, get the job done. What was the problem? So then most of my relatives told me that buying is one thing, but operating is another challenge. Especially in a country like India, where 80% of farmers are, owning less than 5 acres of farmland. For them, it doesn't make sense to actually own a tractor, because they cannot. The tractor needs to be used as much as possible, and to use it, it's very expensive. You have a lot of diesel expenses. You have a lot of maintenance expense that comes up, and there was 2 issues that were told to me. And then later on, I decided to let's dig deep. Let's see whether it's a problem everywhere. Maybe only my native place might be having that issue. But then when I interviewed farmers, I stayed with the farmers from different parts. I realized that there are even more issues apart from that. In India, we say that people are everywhere. We are one of the most populated countries, and we have cheaper labor and all of that. But even a labor kind of issue is there in India, because especially in rural scenario, young people like us, people who can work hard on the field without any issue, they are moving out of that rural area to urban areas to find better jobs, better paying jobs, or maybe comfortable jobs. So that is actually creating a very big dearth of shortage of labor in rural scenario, wherein you need a lot of labor to get the farming activities done, right from preparing the soil to sowing to harvesting. You need labor to do that. So they were not able to find drivers also at certain point. They were not able to find people who could be hired at the right time, because we have monsoon season here, so we have very short window where you have to prepare the crop and and go and farm. If you skip that, then it's a loss for you. So that was another issue that came to me from few of the farmers. So we thought of why I was from an electronics background. I've won multiple robotic competitions during my college days. So I saw that I can use this in tractor segment. I can actually automate the tractors because they're always following a line. They're actually inside a particular geo fence or a boundary. They're not working on field or on road. They're working in a particular restricted area. So we can actually make the tractors driverless, just like the robots I was making already to move in a particular pattern inside a room. Why not tractors? So then we started our R&D, and we made a life-size tractor, a 45 HP, Mahindra tractor that time back in the day when we did not even have office space. We lived on a garage, and literally 15 days we got a tractor up and running. It was driverless, massive. People were scared. How come it's moving? People were scared something was beside this. So later on, we then built. We realized that this is a big thing. I mean, people are really happy. People came to us saying that I used to drive tractors, but my doctor told me that I cannot drive tractor anymore because I have spinal injuries, which I didn't know, because of the vibration that takes place. It was like driving a car. It's like driving a car without shock absorbers on a very bad road. It's that painful. You can do it for half an hour, maybe for a particular patch, but if you're asked to do it for hours and days, nobody will do it.
Yes.
So he was very happy, the farmer who saw that tractor working.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
And then we went on to make the electric one, because that solved the operation actually. Driverless part was done. The issue of operations was still there because it was still diesel. Then in the same year, towards the end, we bootstrapped the company. My family helped, and a few of my friends joined in. We rented a small warehouse space, and then bought a second-hand tractor, converted it into diesel, removed the engine, and converted the diesel tractor into electric tractor. And then use the same automation things that we did on a diesel variant on an electric. It was much easier to control electric tractor, and that helped a lot in affecting the automation as well. And now, fast forward today, we have built multiple prototypes. We have done a lot of iteration, and now we are starting production as we speak. We have set up the first assembly line of our tractors in UP.
UP.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We have all the ancillary and heavy parts coming from north.
Okay.
So we thought why bring all that back again here? Okay. Why don't we set up a temporary facility? It's not a permanent one.
Okay.
Make like 50 tractors per month currently to cater to the pilot lots. Later on, maybe we can identify locations like.
It gives you a logistical leverage.
Exactly. Logistical leverage. So which is why we went there. So now it's already started. We've already ordered the first pilot lot parts. Now by April end, we should be able to even deliver those tractors. Okay. So yeah, that's how Autonxt started, and now we are in. It took some time. Of course, COVID had been in between. A lot of things happened, but we kept on doing it, kept on working on this, and now we're here.
Yeah. So perseverance is kind of it will pay off. That's the
exactly
struggles and all those things. Because I'm also from a farming family, and I know I've sat for around 2 hours in tractor and ride it. I know that kind of pain it has.
That's great.
I can relate to that fact, but that's really it has this cool human element to it. The problem is solving.
Right.
So what's the plan for moving forward with Autonxt?
Right. So with Autonxt, basically, we know the problem is not about selling these tractors to every farmer, because we know that farmers really cannot afford to own a normal tractor as well, let alone electric. Our main goal is to make sure that this machine reaches them
Yeah.
Not they don't necessarily have to own it, but they have to use this. They need to be able to use it very easily without having to pay a very big rental cost. So we are targeting first B2B players, big clients, big companies which will be using the tractors first because it's a new machine.
Yeah.
It runs exactly similar to the tractor, in fact better than the normal diesel tractors.
Okay.
Fast, but for a new machine, people have their own reservations. That's why in India we tend to be a little lagger to test or try new things.
Yes.
Unless someone is doing it, someone who has respectable position.
Yes.
He does it like Sarpanch of a village. He does that, and everybody starts buying it.
Yes.
We want to target these people first. They use it on rental basis first, and then they end up owning it ultimately. So there are a lot of engineers coming out of rural areas. They've learned and they've been able to study properly, but after graduation they cannot leave their parents because maybe they're the only son or only daughter, and they cannot really leave their village area because someone has to help the parents on the field. We will target such engineers. We'll onboard them. We'll ask them to join our this effort of introducing tractors in rural scenario. These engineers come together, maybe 5 or 4. They together own a fleet of tractors. Then they do this as a service of renting tractors in a small village.
Okay.
So 5 tractors in a village of population of 10,000 or 15,000 will be something that is sufficient, and that's the current plan that we have. We already have requests coming from the moment we saw short films, some videos, and uploaded them on YouTube. We got calls from Africa, Canada, Europe, and a lot of other countries because even they don't have such ready solutions. They are working on converting diesel to one variants, but nobody has actually built an electric self-driving tractor which works on the field and gets all the jobs done. We're the only ones who have actually been able to pull a heavy load, like 20 tons heavy load, and done all the tricky jobs on the field. And people love it. We're going to go stepwise. First India, and then maybe some countries outside.
That's really good to hear. Very much Capital would love to move this relationship further. So it was great talking to you. So,
thank you.
And I would sure like to connect with you, for latest stuff. So.
Sure, definitely. You can find our videos on YouTube as well.
Sure. That's what I'm going to do right now.
Yes, sure. It will be helpful for your in your village also. You can share it.
Yeah, why not? Let's explore South India.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.